Layla's heart pounded. Excitement warred with apprehension. The taxi deposited her at the curb. Suitcases stood like sentinels, marking her arrival in a new world. This city, a vibrant tapestry of cultures, beckoned with promise. Layla, a young Muslim Arab woman, had journeyed far from home. She carried her dreams and her faith. Layla's heart pounded. Excitement warred with apprehension. The taxi deposited her at the curb. Suitcases stood like sentinels, marking her arrival in a new world. This city, a vibrant tapestry of cultures, beckoned with promise. Layla, a young Muslim Arab woman, had journeyed far from home. She carried her dreams and her faith woven into the fabric of her being. The air buzzed with unfamiliar sounds. The scent of spices, both familiar and strange, wafted from a nearby restaurant. Layla took a deep breath. This was her new beginning. The city throbbed with a life force all its own. Skyscrapers pierced the sky, monuments to ambition and progress. People hurried by, their faces etched with 1,000 different stories. Layla, amidst the throng, felt a pang of loneliness. She was a solitary figure, navigating this concrete jungle. Yet she was also determined to find her place, to carve her own path. Her apartment, small but cozy, overlooked a bustling street. Below, life unfolded in a constant stream of motion. Cars honked, music blared, and laughter echoed from a nearby park. Layla watched, captivated by the sheer energy of it all. It was overwhelming, exhilarating, and a little bit frightening all at the same time. She thought of her family, their faces etched in her heart. Their voices, though miles away, echoed in her ears, offering words of encouragement and love. Layla knew they worried. They feared she might lose herself in this new world, that the bright lights and fast pace would dim her spirit. But Layla had promised them, and herself, that she would stay true to her roots. She unpacked her prayer rug, carefully spreading it out on the floor. The familiar feel of the soft fabric beneath her hands brought a sense of calm. As she knelt to pray, the sounds of the city faded away. In the quiet of her heart, Layla found solace, a connection to something greater than herself. This, she knew, was her anchor, her source of strength. The university campus bustled with activity. Students from all walks of life hurried to classes, their backpacks laden with books and dreams. Layla, her own backpack slung over her shoulder, navigated the crowded walkways, her eyes wide with curiosity. Every face, every conversation held the promise of new experiences, new perspectives. She had chosen to pursue her education in this new land, eager to expand her horizons and embrace the challenges that lay ahead. Education, her parents had always emphasized, was the key to a brighter future, a passport to a world of opportunities. And so, Layla, with their blessings and her own unwavering ambition, had embarked on this journey. Her first class, a literature seminar, promised to be intellectually stimulating. Layla, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and nervousness, took a seat in the front row. She glanced around, taking in the faces of her classmates. They were a diverse group, representing a melting pot of cultures and backgrounds. The professor, a woman with a warm smile and eyes that sparkled with intelligence, began the class with a thought-provoking question. What is the role of identity in shaping our understanding of the world? Layla, her mind already buzzing with ideas, reached for her notebook, eager to delve into the discussion. Days turned into weeks, each one a new adventure. Layla, with her characteristic determination, threw herself into her studies, her mind absorbing knowledge like a sponge. She joined study groups, her laughter mingling with that of her classmates, the sound a universal language that transcended cultural barriers. The city, once a labyrinth of unknown streets and unfamiliar faces, was slowly revealing its secrets. Layla discovered hidden cafes tucked away on cobblestone streets, their aromas a sensory delight. She explored museums and art galleries, her soul nourished by the beauty and creativity on display. And yet, amidst the excitement of her new life, Layla never forgot the values and traditions that were an integral part of her identity. She sought out the local mosque, finding comfort in the familiar rituals and the warmth of the community. The sound of the call to prayer, echoing through the city streets, was a reminder of her faith, a thread that connected her to something larger than herself. Layla was beginning to find her rhythm, a balance between the familiar and the new, the comfort of her traditions, and the excitement of embracing new experiences. It was a delicate dance, a journey of self-discovery, and Layla, with each passing day, was learning to move with grace and confidence on this path she had chosen. Layla stood before her closet, a kaleidoscope of colors and textures. She ran her fingers over the soft fabric of a long, flowing skirt, then picked up a brightly patterned tunic. Each piece held a story, a whisper of her heritage, her identity. Here, in this private sanctuary, Layla could explore the tapestry of her style, weaving together threads of tradition and modernity. She had always loved clothes, the way they could transform her, empower her. Growing up, she had watched her mother drape herself in vibrant silks and intricately embroidered fabrics, each outfit a testament to their cultural heritage. Now, in this new land, Layla was determined to express her own unique style, one that honored her roots while embracing the contemporary. She experimented with different silhouettes, pairing long tunics with skinny jeans, flowing skirts with fitted jackets. She discovered the versatility of the hijab, draping it in different styles, each one reflecting her mood, her personality. She played with colors and patterns, her wardrobe a testament to her vibrant spirit. Layla's friends, a diverse group of young women she had met at university, were her biggest cheerleaders. They marveled at her ability to effortlessly blend different styles, to create looks that were both modest and chic. They showered her with compliments, their words a balm to any lingering insecurities. Layla, surrounded by their support, blossomed. The workplace presented a new set of challenges. Layla, eager to excel in her chosen field, was determined to navigate the often subtle nuances of dress codes while staying true to her personal style. She observed her colleagues, noting the unspoken rules that governed their attire. She invested in tailored pantsuits, crisp shirts, and elegant cardigans, pieces that exuded professionalism while allowing her to maintain her modesty. She discovered the power of accessories, using scarves and jewelry to add pops of color and personality to her outfits. There were times, however, when Layla's attire elicited curious glances or whispered comments. She learned to navigate these situations with grace and patience, using them as opportunities to educate others about her faith and her choices. She spoke with quiet confidence, her words dispelling misconceptions and building bridges of understanding. Layla's colleagues, initially hesitant, soon warmed to her open and approachable nature. They began to see beyond her attire, recognizing her intelligence, her work ethic, and her warm sense of humor. Layla, through her own example, was breaking down barriers and challenging stereotypes. As Layla grew more comfortable in her new life, her confidence radiated outwards, reflected in the way she carried herself, the way she dressed. She no longer saw her hijab as a barrier, but as a crown, a symbol of her strength, her resilience, her identity. She embraced the opportunity to share her culture with her friends, hosting dinners where the aromas of her mother's recipes filled her small apartment. She taught them about the significance of the hijab, the beauty of modesty, the richness of her heritage. Layla's journey was not without its challenges, but she faced each one with the same quiet determination that had brought her this far. She learned to navigate the world with grace and confidence, her head held high, her heart open to the possibilities that lay ahead. And in the tapestry of her life, her clothing choices became more than just threads of fabric and style. They were a testament to her journey, a reflection of her evolving identity, a celebration of the woman she was becoming. The university campus, a melting pot of cultures and perspectives, was not without its share of curious gazes. Layla, her hijab a visible symbol of her faith, sometimes found herself the object of scrutiny, her presence sparking unspoken questions in the minds of those around her. She noticed the double takes, the whispers that trailed off as she passed, the hesitant smiles that seemed to ask for permission to approach. There were moments when the weight of those gazes felt heavy, a tangible reminder of her otherness in this new environment. Layla would remind herself that curiosity was not inherently negative, that it often stemmed from a lack of familiarity rather than malice. She understood that for many, her hijab was an unfamiliar sight, a symbol they struggled to reconcile with their preconceived notions. In those moments, Layla found strength in her faith, in the quiet conviction that her identity was not something to be hidden or apologized for. She carried herself with dignity, her head held high, her eyes reflecting the depth of her spirit. She refused to allow the judgments of others to diminish her sense of self-worth. Layla knew that breaking down stereotypes and fostering understanding required patience, empathy, and a willingness to engage in open dialogue. She realized that her presence, her very being, was a challenge to the status quo, an invitation to see the world through a different lens, and she was determined to meet that challenge with grace and courage. Layla discovered that the most powerful tool for dismantling prejudice was conversation. She welcomed questions, using them as opportunities to educate others about her faith, her culture, and the significance of her hijab. She spoke with warmth and sincerity, her words weaving bridges of understanding across cultural divides. In her literature class, a discussion about identity and representation sparked a lively debate. Layla, drawing upon her own experiences, shared her perspective on the importance of embracing diversity and challenging stereotypes. Her classmates, initially hesitant, listened with growing interest as Layla spoke about the beauty of her culture, the values she held dear, and the challenges she faced as a Muslim woman in the West. To her surprise, Layla found that many of her classmates harbored misconceptions about Islam, often shaped by media portrayals and societal biases. She patiently addressed their concerns, debunking myths and offering a nuanced understanding of her faith. She spoke about the importance of peace, compassion, and social justice in Islam, values that resonated deeply with her classmates. Through these conversations, Layla began to chip away at the walls of prejudice, replacing fear with understanding, ignorance with knowledge. She realized that true connection stemmed from a willingness to listen, to learn, and to embrace the richness of human experience in all its diversity. Layla's presence on campus was a quiet revolution, a challenge to the often narrow definitions of what it meant to be a Muslim woman. She refused to be defined by stereotypes, choosing instead to live her life with authenticity and grace. She excelled in her studies, her intelligence and work ethic earning the respect of her professors and peers alike. She joined student clubs and organizations, her passion for social justice leading her to participate in volunteer work and advocacy efforts. She used her voice to speak out against injustice, to champion the rights of marginalized communities, and to promote understanding and empathy. Layla's confidence and her willingness to challenge the status quo did not go unnoticed. She became a role model for other Muslim students on campus, inspiring them to embrace their identities and to pursue their dreams without compromise. She created a safe space for them to share their experiences, to support one another, and to celebrate their shared heritage. Layla's journey was a testament to the power of resilience, the unwavering belief in one's own worth, and the transformative potential of embracing one's identity in all its complexity. She was a beacon of hope, a reminder that true strength lay not in conformity but in the courage to be oneself, to challenge expectations, and to create a more just and equitable world. As Layla navigated the complexities of her new life, she discovered that beneath the surface of cultural differences lay a shared humanity. She found kindness and compassion in unexpected places, from the elderly neighbor who greeted her with a smile each morning to the barista at her favorite coffee shop who knew her order by heart. She forged deep and meaningful friendships with people from all walks of life, their bonds strengthened by their shared values, their mutual respect, and their appreciation for the richness that diversity brought to their lives. Layla's friends embraced her for who she was, hijab and all. Through these friendships, Layla learned that true connection transcended cultural boundaries, that empathy and understanding were the building blocks of a more just and compassionate world. She realized that her journey was not just about navigating her own identity, but about fostering a sense of belonging for herself and for others who had ever felt like outsiders. Layla's story was a testament to the power of human connection, the beauty of diversity, and the transformative potential of embracing our shared humanity. She was a reminder that despite our differences, we are all connected by our hopes, our dreams, and our shared desire for a more just and equitable world. The city lights twinkled outside Layla's window, a dazzling display of energy and ambition. Inside, Layla sat curled up on her window seat, a book lying forgotten in her lap. A wave of loneliness washed over her, a feeling as palpable as the chill in the evening air. Had she made a mistake, coming to this new land? The initial excitement of her arrival had given way to a quiet unease. The challenges she faced, both subtle and overt, were taking their toll. The curious glances, the whispered comments, the constant need to explain and defend her choices. It was exhausting. Doubts, like insidious weeds, began to take root in her mind. Was she sacrificing too much, holding on to her traditions in a world that seemed determined to mold her into something different? Was her hijab, once a source of pride, now a barrier, separating her from the very people she longed to connect with? Layla found herself questioning everything, her once unwavering faith shaken to its core. She missed her family, their unconditional love, the comfort of their shared traditions. She longed for the familiar rhythms of her life, the warmth of community, the ease with which she had navigated her world. Here in this new land, she felt adrift, uncertain of her place, her purpose. Layla unrolled her prayer rug, the soft fabric a familiar comfort beneath her fingertips. As she knelt, the city sounds faded, replaced by the quiet murmur of her own heart. Tears welled in her eyes, blurring the words of the prayer she whispered. "Oh Allah," she breathed, her voice thick with unshed tears. "Guide me, grant me strength in my weakness, clarity in my confusion. Help me to stay true to myself, to my faith, even when it feels like the world is pulling me in 1,000 different directions." Layla poured out her heart, confessing her doubts, her fears, her longing for home. She spoke of the challenges she faced, the loneliness that gnawed at her spirit, the insidious fear that she was losing herself in this new world. As she prayed, a sense of peace settled over her, a quiet reassurance that she was not alone. Her faith, she realized, was not a fragile thing, easily extinguished by the winds of change. It was a deep wellspring within her, a source of strength and solace that no external force could diminish. Layla rose from her prayer, her heart lighter, her spirit renewed. The path ahead might be uncertain, but she knew with unwavering certainty that she was not walking it alone. Her faith, her values, these were the compass guiding her steps, the anchor that kept her grounded amidst the storms. Layla sought solace in the familiar embrace of the local mosque, the intricate patterns of the prayer hall, the soft murmur of voices reciting verses from the Quran, the scent of incense lingering in the air. These were all balm to her soul. She found comfort in the company of other Muslim women, their shared faith a bridge across cultural divides. She approached an elderly woman, her face etched with wisdom and kindness, who had become a mentor of sorts to Layla in this new city. The woman listened patiently as Layla poured out her heart, her words tumbling over each other in their haste to escape.
My child, your struggles are not uncommon. Many of us have walked this path before you, navigating the challenges of preserving our identity in a world that often feels hostile to our values.
The woman shared her own experiences, her stories a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the enduring power of faith. She spoke of the importance of finding a balance, of embracing the beauty of both worlds without compromising one's core values.
Remember, Layla, your hijab is not a barrier, but a bridge. It is an invitation to engage in dialogue, to challenge stereotypes, to share the beauty of your faith with the world.
Layla left the mosque that evening, her heart lighter, her steps more purposeful. The conversation with the elderly woman had been a lifeline, a reminder that she was not alone in her struggles. She realized that her journey was not about choosing one world over another, but about finding a way to honor both her heritage and her aspirations. Layla's faith, she realized, was not a static thing, confined to the walls of a mosque or the pages of a holy book. It was a living, breathing force within her, guiding her decisions, shaping her interactions with the world, and inspiring her to strive for a more just and compassionate society. She embraced her hijab with renewed pride, no longer seeing it as a burden, but as a symbol of her strength, her resilience, her unwavering belief in the power of faith to overcome adversity. It was a visible reminder of her values, her commitment to living a life of purpose and meaning. Layla's journey was far from over, but she faced the future with a newfound sense of hope and determination. She had weathered the storm of self-doubt and emerged stronger, her faith reaffirmed, her spirit ignited by the challenges she had overcome. She was ready to embrace the complexities of her identity, to navigate the world with grace and confidence, and to use her voice to make a difference in the world. The university library, a sanctuary of knowledge and quiet contemplation, became Layla's refuge in those early days. She would spend hours amidst the towering bookshelves, her mind absorbed in the words of great thinkers and storytellers. It was here, in this haven of learning, that she met Emily, a kindred spirit who would become one of her closest confidants. Emily, a bright and vivacious young woman with a thirst for knowledge that rivaled Layla's own, was drawn to Layla's quiet intelligence and her passion for social justice. They bonded over shared interests, their conversations ranging from literature and philosophy to current events and the challenges of navigating a world often divided by difference. Emily, raised in a secular household, was intrigued by Layla's faith, her curiosity untainted by judgment or preconceptions. She listened with genuine interest as Layla shared her beliefs, her traditions, and her experiences as a Muslim woman in the West. Layla, touched by Emily's openness and her willingness to learn, found herself opening up in ways she had never thought possible. Their friendship blossomed, a testament to the power of shared values and mutual respect to bridge cultural divides. Emily became a staunch ally to Layla, her unwavering support a source of strength and encouragement as Layla navigated the complexities of her new life. Layla and Emily's circle of friends expanded to include Daniel, a young man from a neighboring town who had come to the city to pursue his dream of becoming a journalist. Daniel, with his easygoing nature, his quick wit, and his passion for social justice, quickly became an integral part of their group. Daniel, like Emily, was drawn to Layla's warmth, her intelligence, and her unwavering commitment to her values. He admired her strength and resilience in the face of adversity, and was inspired by her passion for making a difference in the world. They spent countless hours together, their laughter echoing through the streets of the city as they explored hidden cafes, attended art exhibitions, and volunteered their time at a local community center. Layla, surrounded by the warmth of their friendship, felt a sense of belonging she had not thought possible in this new land. Their shared dreams and aspirations created a bond that transcended their differences, their friendship a testament to the power of human connection to bridge cultural divides. They celebrated each other's successes, offered comfort during moments of doubt, and challenged each other to grow and learn from their experiences. Layla found solace and strength in the company of other Muslim women she met at the local mosque and through a university student group. These women, from diverse backgrounds and walks of life, understood the unique challenges she faced as a Muslim woman navigating a Western society. They shared stories of their experiences, their laughter and tears weaving a tapestry of shared struggles and triumphs. They offered each other advice, encouragement, and a sense of belonging that transcended cultural differences. Layla found comfort in the rituals of their shared faith, the weekly gatherings for prayer and reflection a source of solace and renewal. These women became her sisters, their bonds forged in faith, resilience, and the unwavering belief that they could overcome any challenge life threw their way. They celebrated their cultural heritage, organizing events that showcased the beauty of their traditions through music, dance, and cuisine. Layla, inspired by their example, found the courage to embrace her own identity with renewed pride, her heart filled with gratitude for the gift of their sisterhood. The aroma of strong coffee filled Layla's small apartment. She sat at her desk, the glow of her laptop illuminating her face. Her fingers flew across the keyboard, her thoughts pouring onto the page. She was writing a blog, sharing her experiences as a Muslim Arab woman navigating life in the West. Her words flowed effortlessly now, each sentence imbued with a newfound confidence and clarity. She wrote about the challenges she had faced, the prejudices she had encountered, but also the kindness, the understanding, the genuine connections she had forged along the way. Layla's blog became her platform, a space where she could challenge stereotypes, amplify marginalized voices, and foster a dialogue about faith, identity, and the beauty of diversity. She shared her personal stories, weaving in reflections on art, literature, and her own evolving understanding of the world. Her voice, once hesitant, now resonated with an authenticity that drew readers from all walks of life. People reached out to her, sharing their own stories, seeking advice, finding solace in her words. Layla realized that her experiences, once a source of isolation, had the power to connect her to others in profound and unexpected ways. Layla stood before a packed auditorium, her heart pounding with a mix of nerves and exhilaration. She had been invited to speak at a university event on the theme of building bridges interfaith dialogue in the 21st century. She glanced down at her notes but then looked up, deciding to speak from the heart. "My journey," she began, her voice clear and steady, "has been a tapestry woven from many threads. My faith, my culture, my experiences as a woman, as an immigrant, as a global citizen." She spoke about the importance of embracing the complexities of identity, of recognizing that we are all shaped by a multitude of influences, and that our differences, rather than dividing us, have the potential to enrich our lives in countless ways. Layla shared her belief that true understanding stemmed from a willingness to listen with open hearts and minds, to step outside of our comfort zones, and to embrace the beauty of diversity in all its forms. Her words resonated deeply with the audience, her story a testament to the power of empathy, the importance of dialogue, and the transformative potential of embracing our shared humanity. The sun streamed through the window of Layla's apartment, painting warm patterns on the hardwood floor. She stood before the mirror, adjusting her hijab, a sense of quiet contentment washing over her. She was no longer the same young woman who had arrived in this city, filled with a mix of trepidation and hope. The journey had been challenging, at times even painful, but it had also been transformative. Layla had found her voice, her purpose, her place in this new land. She had learned to navigate the complexities of her identity, to embrace the beauty of her heritage while forging her own path in the world. She had built a life filled with meaningful connections, surrounded by people who cherished her for who she was, hijab and all. She had discovered that true harmony lay not in conformity, but in the celebration of diversity, the embrace of our shared humanity. Layla picked up her bag, ready to face the day with a renewed sense of purpose. She had a meeting with her publisher to discuss her upcoming book, a collection of essays inspired by her blog. She was excited to share her story with a wider audience, to continue the conversation she had started, to build bridges of understanding across cultures and communities. As Layla stepped out into the bustling city, she carried with her the wisdom she had gained, the strength she had found, and the unwavering belief that a more just and compassionate world was possible. One conversation, one story, one act of kindness at a time. She had found her harmony.